Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back again to my F123 My Team Career Mode. We are now at the Circuit de Paul Ricard La Castellet for the French Grand Prix. This circuit returning to the calendar in this My Team Career Mode alternative universe. It wasn't on the calendar this season, but from Season 2 there are 3 circuits you can add to your career mode, one of which is being the Chinese Grand Prix, which I believe you have already seen this season. This is the second of the additional tracks. This is Paul Ricard, as you already know, for the French Grand Prix, and later on this season the third extra track will be on the calendar, so you will see that race. But right now we are at the French Grand Prix. We're in Q1 pushing hard. Dennis Hauger not in a very promising position there, of P19 I want to say that is, as we come out of the last corner, and Nick de Vries for Aston Martin doing nothing but disappointing in P18, so hopefully for his sake he's got more of a lap time up his sleeve. Meanwhile we've done a lap that's good enough for P5, and in Q2 we're going again. And I really do enjoy driving this circuit. IRL maybe it hasn't produced the most exciting of races, but as a circuit to drive, I get so much enjoyment from driving it. So, I mean that's just my personal opinion. It may not be a favourite for everyone, but it's definitely in my top 10. And we do manage to squeeze into Q3, so I'm really pleased with that. Charles Leclerc currently topping the timesheets for Ferrari. Meanwhile, Perez for Red Bull is a shocking departure. He is out at Q2. Don't see Red Bulls going out that often. Let's not discuss Singapore. Anyway, heading round the end of the lap now. We're in Q3, and I feel like this is a particularly promising lap. It's been decent as we now head into the last corner. What is it going to be? I feel like, and a guess, 7th or 8th. I felt like it's been a very good lap for us, but let's see where we are when we hit the line, and it is indeed P8. So that'll be where we are starting the French Grand Prix, pending penalties of course. Carlos Sainz taking pole for Ferrari with Fernando Alonso alongside.
Welcome along then to France, one of the great racing meccas, host of the world-famous Tour de France, and widely thought of as giving birth to the art of motor racing in the late 1800s. How far we've come since then, as this year's race gets underway. It's time, of course, for the French Grand Prix. The circuit Paul Ricard then, a 3.6-mile track, 25 miles east of Marseille. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, with the main overtaking chance expected to be going into turn 8. Top speeds today should be around 205 miles per hour. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, and Fernando Alonso completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Stroll, Sparkles, Ocon, Gasly, Perez, Albon, Bottas, Russell, Tsunoda, Magnussen, Joe, Hulkenberg, Liam Lawson, De Vries, Oscar Piastri, Hauger, and Logan Sargent. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. And a warm welcome to Natalie Pinkham, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about Sparkles. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Well, Dennis Hauger may find himself walking on thin ice here, but it's lights out and away we go for 27 laps of the French Grand Prix. Sainz gets away decently, but Alonso has just got a super launch, and straight into turn 1 goes the Aston Martin in the lead of the race. Carlos Sainz in second position, Max Verstappen in third, Leclerc and Norris disputing fourth. Right, here's our view of the start. And it's lights out and away we go after quite a while on the lights there. But look at Leclerc and Norris fighting each other. I'm trying to find a way up the inside. There's no space there quite as Lance Stroll tries to sweep around my outside. I think Stroll's going to have me here. I'm trying to hold the outside line. Yep, me and Stroll bang wheels, and I have to accept P7 behind the Mercedes. Meanwhile, Leclerc and Norris ahead are battling. Who's that one going to end out in favour of? I believe it's Leclerc as we try and go around the outside of Stroll again, but Stroll putting up an airtight defence, a defence so strong that Esteban Ocon on my right is having a look, but Ocon not able to find a way through there. He will have to settle where he is. Down the long straight we go, and trying to make some kind of inroads on it on Lance Stroll and Lando Norris, but they are clearing off ahead of me. Stroll is on medium, so he's going to want to get a move on with this race. We're starting on hard, going long. Not entirely sure that strategy will be the one that works yet, but there's a long way to go yet. 26 more laps, anything can happen as we fire it into sector 2. Have we caught on Stroll? The answer, no, he's driving away from us. And on lap 2, if anything, we've got more of a threat from Perez behind, who has made some very quick gains in this race. Sergio Perez started, well, he was out of the top 10. He's now inside the top 10. He's in P8. Fernando Alonso sets the fastest lap at 1:33.2. We've done a 1:33.7, so we're half a second off of that. And here comes Sergio Perez now after us losing a bit of pace to the guys in front. Perez is wanting a go round the outside. Is he going to be able to make it work as he comes back to the inside? I've turned in, bit of contact, not really the fairest defence. Me and Perez are still side by side. I'm trying to force him really tight, but in actuality, I'm forcing him off the circuit. That's a bit dirty, but in forcing him in tight, he's had to back off and we maintain P7. That is some pretty questionable defending there, if I may say so myself. Lap 6 now, Perez right behind me, in fact 3/10 behind me. Defending this Red Bull is going to be very difficult because the Red Bull is super quick. Just look how quickly he caught me down the straight, and again he's going to the outside. I'm trying to brake later, but this time I have succeeded in keeping him behind me just for now. So the battle for 7th rages on, but it's making us lose places and time, should I say, to the people in front. Now Stroll and Leclerc battling over 4th. Lance really wanting to get a move on those medium tyres. Here's Lando Norris. He's just watching this battle and he's thinking to himself, where can I stick myself in this battle? He got a little bit backed up there by Lance Stroll, but now Lando Norris putting his car to the inside. He is having a look, heading into De Bose. Is Norris going to be able to keep the inside line and keep the momentum? Answer, yes. He puts the hand of rage up at Lance Stroll as if to say, what are you doing, rich boy? I had the corner. And Lando moving up into P5. Meanwhile, Verstappen and Verstappen and Sainz are getting into it now. Verstappen trying to get up to P2. He wants to get a move on. Max wants this race win here. The defending champion trying to get after Fernando Alonso, who I believe is after the lead of the championship here. So it is Alonso, Verstappen, Sainz. Max has taken P2. He's getting on with it. I'm still trying to defend Sergio Perez for P7. And, well, his race is being ruined here. But he's now going to go down the inside. I've gone deep, and Perez just getting such great traction out of the corner. And we have lost the place to the Red Bull. I'm hoping, though, that we can stay within DRS range. But that line isn't helping. Neither is Esteban Ocon having his own little attack. And I think Perez has gotten just far enough ahead to be out of DRS attack. And in fact, we will still have it, but it's not really going to do much from back where we are. And in fact, we don't get DRS. So Perez really nailing those corners while we were defending Ocon. And that has got him up the road. Right, back with our front three. This is Max Verstappen going after the race lead. Fernando Alonso down the inside. Is he going to be able to hold off the charging bull? Max Verstappen getting himself into the lead, but getting a bit wobbly. And that allows Fernando Alonso to retake it. Is the smooth operator behind going to want to stay in this? Yes, he is. He's sticking his car down the inside, side by side round there. You don't see cars go wheel to wheel there often. And Sainz going down the inside, and Max goes from attacking for the lead to dropping to third as Lance Stroll recommences attack on Lando Norris. And Lance Stroll goes around the outside of Lando Norris. And Lance Stroll is getting past Lando Norris. Norris not making it easy, and Leclerc, who's lost a lot of time caught up in this battle, not amused as Lando tries to go for the outside, but there's no room there. But meanwhile, we have dropped a fair bit back now, and I'm starting to struggle with the tyres, so we're losing quite a bit of time. So I decided to make an early stop for the mediums, try and see if there is an undercut available, and hopefully we don't lose too much pace towards the end. But that's why I'm looking for the undercut, because it's very powerful there, as evidenced by Nico Hülkenberg of all people setting the fastest lap in the Haas. So we have it all to do here, lap 16. Let's see how this is shaken out. There are a few cars in the pits. Is anyone... Right, we're in P13 at the moment, so we have got through some of our rivals, but I'm waiting for the rest of them to pit. But I think we have lost place to Albon through the pit stop, so I think there are a few that have jumped up. I don't know if they're still running long or what, but meanwhile Albon and Magnussen and Hülkenberg all battling up. They've all pitted then, so we have actually lost a few positions through our strategy of running a bit longer. We pitted quite early for the hards, but ran longer than the mediums, and you can see what it's cost us, as we've now got Magnussen and Hülkenberg, the two Haas cars going side by side, and now we're attacking Kevin Magnussen, who, I believe is in the McLaren this season. Forgetting some of the driver transfers we've had already. Right, side by side, Magnussen and Hülkenberg. Magnussen gets past Hülkenberg, and now I'm having a look through to see if I can pass the Haas too. Side by side down the straight, can we attack the McLaren in front of us of Kevin Magnussen? Can we dive down the inside? Yes, we can force our car through, and we gain another place. Now it's Ocon and Albon. Albon, I believe, in the Haas, Ocon in the Alpine. They're going wheel to wheel, and we might be able to gain on them. So these are the places that we lost in the pits that we're now gaining back. Look at this, trying to go around the outside of Ocon there. No way through. We've got newer tyres, so this is going to help us nicely as we go down the straight, power down with ERS, and we've overtaken DRS available, and we have gotten past the Alpine of Esteban Ocon. Next up is the Haas of Alex Albon, having a fine race up in P8, but I'm set to ruin his day because we are charging towards him, and that is an Aston Martin dropping out of the race. I believe that I want to say that's Fernando Alonso dropping out of the race, so that is Fernando Alonso dropping out of the race, so that's crucial for the championship then. One of the main contenders is out, and we have a safety car. What else has happened? Because I'm getting the feeling someone else has stopped, and they have. It's our teammate Dennis Hauger. So he's slowing down and about to come to an abrupt halt. Two cars stopped on track. There's the confirmation. Hauger is out, and we have a red flag. So we have a little moment here to decompress and have a think about how we want to approach the last few laps of the race. The red flag has been thrown. You know what? I think it's going to be softs to the end. We're just having a look at the strategy now. If I'm happy with that, which I am, we are going to move forward. So it is... Oh, I've gone for mediums, sorry. So it's mediums until the end. I wasn't sure softs would do 7 laps, especially at intense pace. But it's lights out and away we go again. And Ocon and Albon really didn't get away at all. We, however, got a brilliant start. Sainz also really not away well, as we now go around the outside, and that's P6 we've moved into. And again, the red flag really helping us out there. This has happened once or twice before where we've been helped out by a red flag, and it's happening again here. Right, Leclerc and Norris battling over third, and Leclerc winning out. Perez is also now attacking Norris, and I want to see if we can attack the pair of them. Down the straight we go, using overtake, trying to get into slipstream. Is that going to be enough as we keep an eye out from behind for Carlos Sainz? No, it's not. So right now we are just having to hold position. But if I can get a smooth run out of here, which I have done, look how smooth that was. And we're now going to attack Sergio Perez. Look how close we are. We're going to have a look down the inside here. Norris has disappeared. Perez is alongside. He's had to go deep, and we have moved ourselves into the top 5 of this Grand Prix. So it's been a great run to move us into P5. Meanwhile, this is the Mercedes of Lance Stroll, who's moved up to 2nd for all this. He's also benefited from the red flag. And Lance Stroll is going for the lead. Stroll round the outside of Max Verstappen. And Lance Stroll leading the French Grand Prix. What a day he's having. As Sergio Perez is trying to come back at me now. And Sergio Perez has come back at me. And Sergio Perez getting through all that. We're just trying to hold him off. And we might have a DRS advantage here. So we could theoretically take Perez back. It's going to take some pretty awesome driving from there. Perez going extremely defensive there. He's going very tight. That's not going to help him into the corner. But that does help us sweep around the outside and retake P5. And we are now back ahead of Checo Perez. Right, here comes Carlos Sainz on the last lap. And Sainz has actually got us with the DRS, with overtake. I'm going to try braking late. I braked too late. And I'm gone off the track. And I'm going to have to let Sainz back through. And I've also let Perez through. So it's down to P7. And on the last lap, we lose 2 places. That's rotten luck and a bit of ambition ahead of adhesion there. We probably could have just allowed Sainz to go and taken P6, but we've lost another place. That's frustrating. I feel like we've lost a potential P6 finish on the table, but as long as we keep the car pointing in the right direction, and as long as we can keep Kevin Magnussen behind us in the McLaren, it's going to be P7, it's going to be 6 points, and it is going to be some very decent points. But Lance Stroll is your winner of the French Grand Prix. How about that? Lance Stroll is a Formula 1 race winner for Mercedes.
There's some great battles around Paul Ricard today, and they've taken a fantastic win. Natalie Pinkham, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
Well, Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. And now let's take a look.
Who had that one down on Formula 1 bingo? Who knows, but Lance Stroll wins the race. Max Verstappen was second and Charles Leclerc less than a second separating the top 3 in third, and in fact less than a second and a half separating the top 4. Leclerc getting the point for fastest lap as well, so decent day for Ferrari. Carlos Sainz having settled 5th. Then it's Perez, myself, Magnussen, Albon and Hulkenberg bringing a good point for Haas. Fernando Alonso somehow through all that retains the championship lead by 34 points. Sergio Perez is second, Max Verstappen third. Then it's Russell, Sainz, Norris, Leclerc, Stroll moving up to 8th. I'm now down to 9th. Look how many points I got. 69 lol. And Nick de Vries rounding out the top 10 of the championship. Wow, that was extraordinary, but thank you very much for watching this installment of Career Mode. Do not forget to leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you're new and you want to see more from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN, ta-ta for now, take care.